Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Doomed Friend. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Warframe on the Nintendo Switch in 2020. I did a review back in 2018 and the information on that review is a little outdated. But anyway, if you like this video or you think it really helped you out, be sure to subscribe for more content and also check out some of my other stuff. So let's get on with the video. The Nintendo Switch I am using is the exact same one that I used in 2018, so the hardware from that video has not actually changed. I compared the Nintendo Switch version to the Xbox version a lot in the previous video, probably more than what is needed, but in this video I'm going to be talking about it as if it's its own entity, and I'm going to reference the PC version a few times, but only because I do see and hear questions asking about whether or not it's worth getting on the Switch as well as on the PC. I just wanted to start by briefly mentioning a very important factor to many people. The Nintendo Switch is not a hardware masterpiece. If your PC or console is much more powerful than a Nintendo Switch, then this is a really unfair comparison. And if that powerful graphics and that powerful hardware system is what's really important to you, then this might not be good. But the Nintendo Switch does offer a lot of options that your PC or other console may not. So let's just get into it. My favorite part about any game is the graphics or the art style. I am just a sucker for a pretty game. Warframe is a pretty game. The Nintendo Switch can't pump out those top-of-the-line graphics that you see in other games, but Warframe has always had its own unique art style regardless. The game can be played just fine without 4K 960 frames per second graphics. You also have the option to adjust certain graphics settings in favor of performance, or just turning off features that you don't notice or don't like. This is actually pretty cool, seeing as not many games out there on the Switch, or really ever on consoles, allow you to make those adjustments. When you run it in handheld mode, the graphics settings may be able to be pushed a little higher because you're powering it on a smaller screen. However, if you are on a TV or monitor, you may have to limit your settings just a little bit. I was able to pretty much consistently get 60 frames, but I had to also run the graphics settings on a little below average, but that's just because my monitor is huge and the Nintendo Switch does not like stretching its graphics to a huge monitor. So I had bumped them down a little bit. However, in handheld mode and on smaller screens or lower resolution screens, it'll run just fine if you just want to try to pump out those max graphics. Unlike the previous video, there isn't a whole lot of crashing and there isn't a whole lot of screen tearing. So running at those higher graphics may drop you some frames, but it won't crash your game. So next, let's talk about the new player experience. Now, what I mean by that is what this game is like to the person who just downloaded the game and has just started playing it. The game has a large amount of content available to you right off the bat. Once you complete the prologue or tutorial called Vor's Prize, you will be released to start your Warframe journey. Now, this game is very play how you want to play, but it doesn't just drop you into the pool and say good luck. The game does have a series of objectives that kind of walk you through the beginning of the game. One of the very first things I tell all new Tenno to do is unlock all the planets. I am now realizing as I'm typing this how daunting that task sounds. But I'm really just saying play the quests and do the missions on each planet that would connect you to the next one. Each planet has a junction between the current planet and the one you are going to. The junction has specific requirements you need to do generally on that planet or on previous planets before you can access that junction. Sometimes they're just saying complete a quest that you would have been literally doing anyway. Or it says do this specific objective, like surviving a certain amount of waves in defense on a certain node on a certain planet. Whatever the objective is, the objectives are really not all that bad and are honestly a great way to get to know the game a little better. So even with this open universe self-guided gameplay, you still have some help on what you need to do next. And unlocking all the planets can help you a lot. And it also gives you access to all the activities you can do later in the game. Let's talk about game longevity and support. For those who don't know, this is not a new game. Warframe came out in 2013. So this game is not a brand new 2020 game. However, there is a reason this game does not look like a 2013 game, and that's because the devs are still very actively working on it and improving the game. The long-standing joke for the community is basically that Warframe is on its 7th year of beta, since their view on the game is that the game doesn't have a finished state, and it will just keep constantly expanding. Unlike other games like Destiny or Halo, there is no next game, and all of the content is just added on to the current game. Yes, this does mean that there is a huge mountain of stuff that you need to do. The mountain is not really that steep, and you get to take your own time and take your own path and do what you want to do along the way. The devs listen to feedback, come out with new stuff, and constantly improve the game. Yeah, sometimes the game breaks, and sometimes people feel like there's nothing left to do. But that's really true of most games in this genre, if not all of them, and the devs themselves literally say, it is okay to take a break from the game if you feel like you need to. They understand that some people have been playing for 7 years, and playing small amounts of new content every month with random side stuff in the meantime just doesn't keep them engaged. But you starting today are not a 7-year player, and you have not done everything that there is to do in the game. I have been playing for 5 years, and I still have stuff left to do. I mean, I procrastinate on the quests and stuff, but there's still a whole sea of things that you can do, and stuff is being added all the time. Now let's talk about a highly criticized part of the game, the grind. This is one aspect about the game that can either be a blessing or a curse. It can be a collector's heaven or a collector's hell. A large draw in this game is the sheer amount of stuff that you can do. I always have things I need to do in Warframe, and there's always something I could go grind for. But that's the thing. There is always something you need to get. This game has so many things to do and so many things to get that it turns some people off. Sure, everything in the game can be obtained for free, but this is like Destiny where not everything is a cakewalk. Unlike other looter shooters, you don't have to grind for the same gun over and over and over again to get a better roll, but sometimes parts for guns, materials, or mods are hard to come by, and they can still require a time commitment to get. I like this for the most part, as the activities I have to go back to are fun to go back to, which is why I'm doing a Nintendo Switch Let's Play on this game. But it can also suck sometimes when you are farming for one specific part and still can't get it after a few weeks. I always take a break from trying to get it and then come back, but not everything will be given to you. Some weapons will not be easily obtained, and some warframes or characters that you play as are not just I choose you unless you want to buy them with real money. It is my opinion that there are always things you can justify spending platinum on, and because I like the devs, I have spent money in the past to buy things and to support the game, but you can fairly get every single thing in the entire game for free. On the topic of money, I want to discuss a couple things. For one, I talked about platinum a couple times already. Essentially what platinum is platinum is the in-game premium currency that you can use real money to buy, and then you can use platinum to buy virtually everything in the game as well as trade with people. However, since you can trade platinum, if you get things for free in the game, you can actually sell them for platinum and people will buy them off of you, giving you access to platinum without having to spend any money. That's what I mean when I say you can get platinum for free. Another thing that should be noted is this game is not pay to win. Someone who spends $100 at the start of the game won't be more overpowered than someone who's put in 100 hours. You can get stuff more quickly and more easily, but that doesn't make you overpowered in the long run. The game will still give you opportunities to challenge yourself. Now, that's not to say don't buy anything at all because it'll go to waste. Just know that if you can't afford to pay money on anything, there are thousands of other people who put in a ton of time and got everything for free, and you can as well. I have bought things like the Prime Access packs that they come out with every single new Warframe, and that actually gives you a really, really good head start. It'll get you into the game with a really fun Warframe and a really fun weapon. You'll be able to help other people in the game earlier on. Overall, I really love this game. If your PC is about as powerful as the Switch, and you like the added bonus of being able to bring your Switch places, then definitely go with the Nintendo Switch. If your PC is super powerful and you love to max out graphics on games and get the most frame rate, this may not be the best option for you. I think the Switch version is great. It gives you everything you would want in the game, and you can bring it with you to the airport and not look weird for bringing a TV and a giant console just to play your favorite game. If you jump into it and hate it, well, then you spent no money and nothing lost, nothing gained. But when you jump in and you love it, You will be enjoying this game for many years to come, and you may even find yourself telling your friends to play it. It's a great game, no matter what platform, and I highly recommend the game. And if you are at the end of this video and your Nintendo Switch now has a new game being downloaded, I would like to be the first to say welcome Nintendo to a great experience, a great community, and overall a great game. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out, bros. Subscribe.